I was like, you motherfucker, fuck you! And I was running, and I didn't care. And I remember that 1 year before this, I had rode my bike up there because I wanted to watch those triumphs. And I walked up to that corner, and I watched this middle-aged man as he made that same turn that I was making, and he had tears streaming down his face. And he looked over and he saw his family, and he saw his daughter, and his daughter was this little blonde girl, and he ran up to the little blonde girl, who couldn't have been more than 4 or 5, and he grabbed her and he put that little girl on his shoulders, and he ran across the finish line with tears coming down his face and his daughter on his shoulders. And that was when I said, I need to know what that feels like. I need to know what that feels like. And at that moment, I was pissed as a motherfucker because I was like, fuck this! This sucks! And it does! It sucks! And I was running and I was like, I can do it! I can do it! You were allowed to die once you cross that little line that says finish. You can die for all it matters, because you'll at least be able to say, hey, I did it. And I knew that once I crossed that finish line, no one would ever be able to take that away from me. And I ran, I kept putting one foot in front of the other, and I crossed that finish line. And I made it. I couldn't get my legs to stop, because my hips were like, we're still doing this, right? And I'm like, no, we're done. And I had to put my hands down, and I had to hold them down, and I held them down, and as I held them down, my eyes welled up with tears, because I did it. Me. Fairy feet. The kid with zero athletic ability. The kid that not even some of my friends believed in. But I did it, and I proved it to myself. And I started laughing uncontrollably, because I still didn't really have it. And one of the medics came up to me, and she put her arm on my shoulder, and she's like, are you going to be okay? And I said, I will be. I will be. And I knew my friends were waiting for me, and I took a minute. I took a minute to remember what that moment felt like. And I looked up at the sky, and it was blue, and it was warm out, and I thought about that. I thought about how I made that happen, and how I kept putting one foot in front of the other until I crossed that finish line, and no one would ever be able to take that away from me again. I'll be 85 years old, and I'll still be able to say, yes, I finished a marathon without stopping. I did it. Yes, me. The kid that everyone counted out. The kid that no one ever believed in. The kid who was referred to as fairy feet. I did it. And then I started to think, shit, if I can do this, what else can't I do? What else can't I do? And why did I believe I couldn't do this in the first place? The reason why I didn't believe that I could do it in the first place was because I believed all those insecurities that other people threw upon me. And holy shit, what if those people were wrong? Again, what if those people were wrong? So I have to consistently throw myself in the deep end to learn more about myself. Because the more I learn about myself, the more I like myself. The more I like myself, the more I learn to love myself. And the more I love myself, the easier it is to look in that mirror and be happy with the person who's looking back. The easier it is to love somebody the correct way. You know, when we wake up, we're surrounded with distractions from when we wake up until we go to sleep. You know, we wake up, we need to go to the gym, we need to go to work, we need to go to school. We come home, we get on the internet, we go on our message boards, we talk to our friends, we text, we watch TV, we watch movies, we come home and we have sex with people, and then we try to go to sleep. And there's those 10 minutes that you have to lay in bed before you go to sleep. That's so hard, because that's the first time when you have to think about how you're living your life. And you lay there and you think, am I using my opportunities to the fullest potential? Am I living the way I should be living? Am I telling the people that mean the most to me? Am I expressing my love for them correctly? You know? And every last person in this room has cried themselves to sleep at one point. I don't care who you are.